This thing has been following me for 2 years and I don't know what to do. 2 years ago, one of the most horrifying things started. I'm 17 years old and every night this creature comes out of my closet and the horrible song, Tiptoe Through the Window, plays as they tiptoe around my room. I hid under my sheets like a little child too scared to move and only seeing her legs. Every night of this torture. 2 nights ago, I was on a call with my girlfriend and poked my phone to see if I was crazy or not. My girlfriend said she could see nothing but a small red light that kept turning off and on, and I was confused because there is no light in my room. 2 nights ago, I had to sleep on my floor, and when she came, she stood 5 feet away from me, only staring. I saw this as an opportunity to see this thing. So I lifted my blanket a little to see a tall woman, short torso, long arms, no jaw, pale, sunken face with huge bumps on her arms and legs that looked like they were ready to pop, and the red light for an eye my girlfriend described. I quickly went under my blanket and the creature did nothing. I was petrified and quickly turned on the lights, and I heard a gasp before turning the lights on. What do I do in this situation? A rainy town. In my small rainy town, there's an endless sea of grey clouds above. At first sight, this town seems gloomy due to the rain and all, but the townsfolk are pretty friendly. This town is small enough where you get to know everybody, but I assure you that you and everyone will get along well. They act strange sometimes, but I just shut it off as nothing. I'm still very surprised that people still live here. Not to mention, I've never seen anyone moving or leaving. Yet again, the folks here enjoy living in such environments, and some folks outside town believe this town is cursed or something. Anyway, I've been living here for a long time now, and never have I saw a clear blue sky since the day I moved here. But one day as I woke up, expecting to be greeted by the raindrops once again, as my usual routine, I woke up to a ray of sun beaming from my window. I lay there in my bed for a while, questioning if I was in a dream or not. But before I knew it, I was sitting up from my bed, staring at my bright window. I slowly got up and slightly lifted my curtain. There it was, a big, bright ball surrounded by a clear blue sky. Let's say I got too excited and quickly changed out of my pajamas and swung up in my front door. But I stopped right in my tracks and froze. There were bodies floating on the flooded streets. I stepped onto my porch stairs and called out if there was anyone still alive. I ran out and searched the entire town. If anybody, just anybody was still alive. I entered every shop and everything was different. Cobwebs everywhere, dusty counters, moldy corners. I remember being in a small mart and seeing all the food rotting. Hell, I can even smell it. I can see flies flying over it and maggots crawling. The sight was disgusting and it made me want to puke. So I ran out and searched again, but not a single soul was to be found. As I sat on a wet bench, I happened to spot a corpse close by. It was the corpse of Mr. Cooper, the owner of the shoe repair shop. I inspected him and noticed there was no visible injury or wound, not even a single drop of blood. I also noticed his skin was pale, his fingertips were black, and his lips were black. It's like as if everyone has been dead for a while. Now that I think of it, everyone always wore the same clothes. When I made physical contact with a few townsfolk, their skin was cold, but yet I still shrugged it off thinking it was because of it always rained. I think I have lost my mind. I packed my stuff and got the heck out of there. I live in a single apartment in a busy city now. It is pretty noisy, but it's still manageable. But even with all of that going on, a thought still lingers at the back of my head. What was I even eating? How was I even able to communicate with him? It still creeps me out till this day. Now I get anxious every time it rains.